Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast. It's Friday, October 17th, 2025. This is The Drop? Sure, let's call it The Drop. I'm JD Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, The Drop is for you.
Next to me, him. Sorry, my mic got hit. It really
that was me.
Discombobulated me. My Top Shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Heyo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Oh, yeah. There I am. Hello.
We're on it. Yeah.
Podcast listeners, is for you.
On today's show, it definitely is for you, this one. On today's show, we're going to touch on the latest NBA news, Brogdon, Westbrook, some extension talk. We're going to continue our season preview series by answering some burning questions, and we'll end with some rapid fire fun. That's why we're calling it The Drop, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
It's been a while since we've had some rapid fire fun. But first, I guess it's official. We're now on Substack. That's right. As many of you know, No Dunks has gone independent this season. So we're sort of on our own, though we have some big news coming on Monday's pod. But because we're independent, we've decided to start a No Dunks Substack page for the first time ever to have like a home base for a bunch of weird and random ideas that we've always wanted to try. We already have Tass sharing his Blue Jays thoughts on the Substack page. We're going to have a weekly What We Like recommendations post. First one goes live today, TK.
That's right.
We're going to plan on dissecting old content that we've done over the last 20 years. We'll scour the chat for beach stepping questions, things of that nature. Figured this was a great way for us to sort of spitball, test, run, I guess, new ideas. And if you want a way for you, the viewer, the listener, to support us as a brand. Right now, $5 a month. That's it. And even better than that, $50 a year for a subscription, right? Save a couple months there. And for the absolute sicko of sickos, we got the tier called Founding Members. That's a one-time $250 purchase, which is going to unlock exclusive thank you videos and the ability to have your names in the show credits and merch and stuff like that. That's for the sickos, and there are sickos out there. Thank you so much to everybody that's already done that or subscribed to the monthly or yearly subscription. You can also just sign up, and you'll see the free content that we share as well. Link is in the show notes, so hit it.
Do it.
Anything to add?
Do it.
I've loved how people are already jumping in, chiming in already. It's been great for the first couple of days. Although I will have one little complaint about Substack. I recorded that Blue Jays take after them tying the ALCS. And they cut off the first 10, 15, 20 seconds of my video. Maybe it was 30 seconds. I had 3 questions to start that video. I was doing the whips like the Blue Jays for like 20 seconds. I was asking if Max Scherzer is the coolest 41-year-old in the world, if the Blue Jays are going to the World Series, if cooler temperatures mean baseball players spit less.
But it got cut off.
Yeah, it got cut off. They just chopped it. Anyway, Blue Jays are great. And I'm enjoying Substack. So I talk about Blue Jays. JD's got a Blue Jays hat on right now.
Just one hat, though.
What do you mean just one hat?
Well, you were wearing 2 hats in your first video.
What was that about?
Yeah, what was that about?
Well, I finished a workout. I had a backwards hat on. And I just didn't want to take it off, so with the Blue Jays hat on top of it.
See, this is the type of crazy content you're getting on our Substack page. But
I was going to walk around the gym and just record myself handheld with a hat, double hat.
Recording in the gym.
It was too loud.
It
was too loud. No, it was outside the gym. But anyway. Because I was talking about the beautiful conditions of the ALCS. It was beautiful outside. I thought it was all tying in. Anyway, moving on.
Why don't you set up the camera, show us what you're squatting nowadays?
I don't squat a lot.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a player. I don't squat a lot.
Nice.
Anyway, sincerely thank you to everybody that's already either just signed up for the free subscription on Substack or the paid subscription or these founding members, which we're obviously going to start to incorporate into the end of the show moving forward. Thank you. We've had a lot of people over the years like, hey, how can I support you guys? This is a good way.
Yep.
If you want to, after, what are we at? You're 20 here of a whole bunch of content. And let's continue it with 6 burning questions, JD. Oh, yeah. Do you want to rock?
We're rocking hard.
Okay, 6 burning questions. I know what you're thinking. Wasn't it 7 last year? Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. All right, first one here, though. Which player has the most to prove this season? Who wants to get us started with this one? You got a good
I do, but I just babbled about baseball and
spitting and hats.
Spitting?
All right, TK, you spit.
All right. Nice. Let's talk about Trae Young. It's now or never. Big shout out to my guy Elvis. Year 8 for Trae Young. He's won 2 playoff series. They came in the same year, 2021. Nothing since. No extension. They've kind of agreed on that with the Atlanta Hawks. He's got a player option for next season, or he can become an unrestricted free agent. This is the best team we've seen from a construction standpoint, at least, around Trae Young. They put shooters around him. They've got length on defense. They've got a lot of depth. They got big guys. You know, Porzingis is a starter. Onyeka Okongwu could be a starter on a lot of different teams. Even Luke Kennard is like a decent rotation player that they brought in towards the end of the season. So the team is beefed up. We've talked about them for years being a 41-41 team. They had that crazy stretch where they were never a game or below 500. And if they get to 500 this year, that's a disappointing season for the Hawks. So I think it's all on Trae Young. The guy is an all NBA level talent. He's one of the best offensive players in the league. He's going to be at the top of the assist board this season, even though there's a lot more scoring talent around in Atlanta. So he's got the opportunity to play his best style of basketball. He has to give a little bit of an effort on the defensive end. I thought he did that last year. I thought he was more unselfish last year. It was the best team version of Trae Young that we've seen. Now they need him to be the number one guy and a great teammate. And even if he's the weak link on defense, don't be that weak of a link. So there's a lot of hope, a lot of optimism for the Hawks. Great time to be a Hawks fan right now before the season has actually started. They just got to perform. And it comes down to Trae Young, most realistically, because the other guys are good. But if Trae Young goes down with an injury, if he has a down season, if he shoots 33% from 3, the Hawks aren't really going to do anything. But they should be a top 4 team in the East. They should at least be thinking they're going to win a playoff series. And I know that they have hope for something more than just getting into the playoffs, winning one series, and then getting bounced. This is a team that certainly thinks they've got a chance at the conference finals. So a lot of that is on Trae Young's shoulders. If he's able to play and play well this season, he gets a big-time contract.
Right. Were you shocked at all that they have basically, like Trey said, that Trey, our Trey, that the Hawks and Ice Trey are not going to agree here to a contract extension before the start of this regular season and sort of play it out and see how it goes? Were you shocked that they didn't do that?
I think from Ansi Saleh's seat in the front office of the Atlanta Hawks, it makes sense just to see not only what Trae is going to do, just the entire roster is going to do. And so I think it's important that they play it for a year. And I don't think it's a shock. I think it's smart,
Right.
To see what they can do. Yes, it sort of depends on the chemistry that everybody has, but yeah, I think Ansi Saleh is being smart, even with all these transactions. Like Kristaps Porzingis is just signed for one more deal. I don't think they have really committed for a long-term period, so I think giving Trae a ton of money would just kind of cripple you a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's a smart thing. I'm looking forward to Trae just passing to everybody. The good thing about Trae is even if he isn't having super efficient numbers out there, like last year, not a super efficient season, but now with all this talent around him and hopefully a healthy Jalen Johnson, he doesn't have to be all that efficient. Really, it's about him assisting and being an average defensive player because the defense is so good around him.
It's important to note that Trae Young will still be eligible to extend with the Hawks, just because it's not going to happen before the start of the regular season. He is set to make $46 million this season. He has a $49 million player option in 26-27. So if he declines that option, Young would become an unrestricted free agent for the first time in his career. But yeah, they're going to play it out. I'm already on record here. I'm agreeing with you, Trey. Like, Trae Young, this has to work. And if it doesn't, I think this is the end of the Trae Young experience with the Atlanta Hawks. And what does making it work mean? Yeah, probably at least top 5. You'd love to see home court advantage, a playoff series win or 2, a stepping stone here to like being a competent franchise again. Because if they're 500 or below, then it's over, and then you, I think, have at least determined here in Atlanta he can never be sort of the lead guy to take us sort of far, and then you maybe move off of him. But that's, depending on how they play.
Yeah, and I think the rest of the contract situations are kind of interesting because Porzingis is playing for a contract. Dyson Daniels, it doesn't look like they're going to come to a rookie extension before the season. He's coming up close to the deadline. They say he wants $30 million a year. He had a great year last year. That was his first real good season in the NBA. I mean, if you care about Luke Kennard, he's playing for a contract as well. So there are guys who are motivated, but they're all getting thrown together for the first time. They have to build chemistry on the fly, and they have to like play to their potential. So there's a lot of pressure, I think, on a lot of the Hawks here, because they could look like a totally different team next year, or they could look like a team on the rise heading into next season as well.
Yeah, all right. I think they're being smart and not putting all these pieces together now. They don't want to be the Toronto Raptors, really paying to be an average team and paying this guy 30 and this guy 35 and this guy 40. Jalen Johnson's the only guy that they really signed for a long-term deal at a good amount, a good high amount. So I'm optimistic to watching them. I know people ridiculed, especially me, after we did the tier maker and that the Atlanta Hawks were not a lock for the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. If they are going to do anything, it's going to be this season. They absolutely should be a lock because of what the Eastern Conference is and how much talent this Atlanta Hawks team has.
Okay, so Trae Young on basically everybody's list here. Who else do you have as a player that needs to prove something this season?
I have Miles Turner because I do think his play and what he does in the locker room and on the floor is important to Giannis Antetokounmpo's future in Milwaukee. Okay. I think there will be an end to Giannis in Milwaukee if this team just falls apart. And I know it's a lot on Miles Turner, who's not a number one scorer or anything like that. But when Giannis does not play, which will happen this season, Miles Turner just has to score a good amount. Also, he just has to take a lot of pressure off Giannis Antetokounmpo defensively and be out there. And he also just has to be a great locker room guy to bring this team together like he was able to bring the Indiana Pacers together. He was really good at that. So there's just a lot on his shoulders. I do think if the Milwaukee Bucks don't win a playoff series, this could be it. We are seeing Giannis enter his 30s here. A guy who misses 20%, let's say, about 20 games a season or so. That's high, but that much. Like, it's not going to be the 30s when he's just going to play more. Right. So I think as loyal as he is, as difficult it is for John Horst and the Milwaukee Bucks to make other moves because they are kind of limited to do things around Miles Turner and Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is sort of it. He's tried multiple times with the Drew Holiday and then the Dame, and now Miles Turner. It just feels like we're getting close to it. They got to win a playoff series because what else are they going to do? And they just have to get there. Again, the Pacers, and what was so good about them was that frickin' locker room. They were playing for each other. Even though they started off poorly last year, they got it together, and that's what the Bucks have to do. And I think Miles Turner can do that, defensively, offensively, but also just locker room. So a lot on his shoulders. Giannis' future is on Miles Turner's shoulders. Yes and no. It's a little much. Yeah, boy, because he's not that.
He's not that guy.
He's not that guy.
No,
yeah,
he's topped out at 18 points per game.
Yeah. It's not so much. I mean, that's why I'm sort of lumping it all together because we know Miles Turner ain't going to score 20 per game. But somehow he's got to be that guy just to bring this team together and then get a healthy team to round one of the playoffs where they win. So I think Giannis has to go into the playoffs super duper healthy. He doesn't want to, try and shoot 25 times a game, 28 times a game. That should not be him. That should come down. And yeah, Giannis is, things kind of have to work out perfectly. Like Ryan Rollins has to come in and be him. Kevin Porter Jr. has to come in and be him as a defensive, offensive mix-up. So there's just a lot of bodies here, but Turner, I think, in a multiple types of ways is important.
I got two more star names to add to this list. Get your reaction to Joel Embiid. It'd be nice. Yeah. I know it feels like everybody's just completely given up on him. He played 39 games 2 seasons ago, just 19 games last season. They're saying he's looking okay, saying he's looking healthy here coming into camp. But yeah, expectations are at the bottom. Sort of around him, around the team. We just learned Paul George is not going to be ready for the opener. But it'd be nice to get Joel Embiid back on the floor for Sixers fans.
Yeah.
And so prove that he's still good.
What could he prove to you this year?
That he can play, I guess,
that would be awesome.
2/3 of the season. Yeah.
Proves you can play.
Yeah. And then how about Donovan Mitchell?
Big time.
And I'm looking ahead really to the playoffs because we think the Cavs will be a great regular season team. But this guy is squarely in his prime. He's 29 years old. The conference, as we've talked about endlessly, has never looked weaker at the top, especially. It feels like a 2-team race for the potential chance to play in the finals in the Eastern Conference. Feels like it's the Cavs or the Knicks. I mean, then you maybe talk yourself into a Magic or Hawks team, or the Bucks or the Celtics if Tatum comes back, whatever. But he needs to like get over that hump, because this stat blew my mind. 6 players in NBA history to have played 60 plus playoff games and averaged at least 28 points per game in the postseason. LeBron, Jordan, Jerry West, Kevin Durant, Allen Iverson, and Donovan Mitchell. And he's the only one on that list to not make the conference finals. You know, Iverson only made it once as well, but he had that miraculous finals run. So Mitchell, he sort of needs to get that. He needs to have that playoff moment where there's a run in him.
I 100% agree. He's been the lead guy on a number 1 seed in the conference twice already. It could be a third time this year. He's won 4 playoff series in his career. And it doesn't always feel like it's his fault, though, because he performs in the playoffs, but he is the leader of the team, and he's kind of ducked the allegations, I think. Like, Joel Embiid gets dragged for never making a conference finals. Donovan Mitchell's teams have been much more successful than Joel Embiid's have, and he still hasn't even sniffed the conference finals.
It's interesting. That's a good point. And there's excuses, and like it's not just because of him and all that. We all get that, but it sort of has to happen this season, Tass. It's lined up for it to happen for him, too.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about the Atlanta Hawks and how they haven't put all these pieces together for a long time. The Cavs have, and this is it. It seems like they will disassemble if Donovan can't do it. Donovan has to rely on the other guys more. I think that's very important. I know he did that a little bit, from his first year in Cleveland, where he was the guy when everybody got injured, and he took it upon himself. Last year in the second round, he did put it on his back when Evan Mobley was out and Darius Garland was out. But I think to get to that next level, those guys have to be more involved, specifically Evan Mobley.
Yeah. Which we talked about.
We have talked about, but even our man DeAndre Hunter, anybody from the wing can help out a little bit more and do more. And so it's not a predictable team where they're relying on Donovan Mitchell.
Any other names to add to this list?
Ja Morant, I think, is a huge one, coming off probably his worst season since he really became a star. 23 points per game last year, lowest since his second season, 7.3 assists, second lowest of his career, 3.7 turnovers, most of his career, shot the second lowest percentage of his career, 31% from 3, while taking the most threes he ever has. He's won 1 playoff series in 6 seasons. A lot of that has been injuries and suspensions that took him out, but like the spotlight, I think, is on Ja Morant, and they need him to be back to all NBA level, I think, for Memphis to make any sort of noise in the Western Conference. And the way things went down with Taylor Jenkins last year and the way he was kind of unleashed right at the end of the season when Thomas Isolo took over, you have to be a little bit optimistic. You go to Summer League and you see more Ja Morant jerseys than basically anybody. The guy is still a superstar, but he didn't play like a superstar last year.
Yeah. You walk around and you see his shoes on
He's got some of the best shoes.
They're awesome. Yeah. I see them on grown men everywhere. Bought them for my daughter. They're cool. Yes, people love him. I will put a little pressure on Zion Williamson as well, just because that team is Zion Williamson. It really is. If they're going to be any good, he has to play games, and it seems like he found his way last season physically, towards the end of the season. So this is it. Is it not? I mean, if it sure feels like it. I know they're basically have the same team going forward after this coming season, so I shouldn't say this is it. Like, they are going to break it down, but there comes a point, whether it's 12 months from now, next offseason, where he has to just play basketball.
Yep. All right, which under-the-radar player will have a big impact this season? Put another way, from our friends at The Athletic, name one player who's relatively just under the radar, maybe someone that's not an all-star, someone who's not a league-wide star, who's an important X factor, going to play a huge role in the team's success or even failure this season. Who do you have pegged here?
Reed Shepherd of the Houston Rockets is really important. When we start talking about the guards and who are going to have to replace Fred VanVleet, we start talking about Amen Thompson. We start talking about Kevin Durant. We start talking about Alperen Şengün as a play creator. We forget about the point guards on this team, and Fred VanVleet is literally was everything to that team. And Reed Shepherd was in the shadows last season, and now he's going to be starting. It sure feels like. I mean, you think about a team that's got to run 100 possessions and get into 100 plays, he's going to be running the majority of them, I would think. He's going to start them, whether it's like 30, 35, and Aaron Holiday comes in for a 20, and Amen Thompson is also 20. I mean, we're getting up to 75. There's Şengün is going to run 10 because he's freaking good. Maybe more than that because he was that good. He can start on the 3-point line and just make things happen. I think he's going to do it more than Kevin Durant. But this team is really good at slow playing their young guys. It happened for Amen Thompson. It's happened for Tari Eason. Jalen Green happened, a little bit. Maybe plunged in a little bit too early, but it also did. They are really good at just trying to get the most out of them. Now, some of his play this preseason makes you think, whoa, that guy that we saw in Summer League 2 years ago is this guy. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Great game last night against the Hawks.
Yeah.
29-6.
Yeah, here's his Hezzy. Here's his mid-range jumper. He burned Luke Kennard, who you talked about earlier. Like he was
got him.
He was comfortable
Not
at
Luke
going.
Kennard.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
He was helped out last night by going at Luke Kennard for sure.
Yeah, he was being smart. And then, but I bring that up and I bring out like the relocation threes because the attention will be on those other guys I mentioned. Mm-hmm. So he will have that opportunity. Is he going to flash back to when we were in Summer League and we thought, whoa, this guy is great in this instance, in this situation? Is it going to be, can he be that guy? And not just the guy who drops 40 in a G League game. Can he be that guy on the big stage? Big question, but they need him, obviously.
It's a good pick for sure.
They needed him to make threes and just be like a league average starting point guard. They don't need much from Reed Shepherd.
No, they don't.
Be better than Aaron Holiday is basically what he has to do.
Yeah. Anything else would be just a bonus for sure. Who else you got on your list?
DeAndre Ayton, to me, is like the hugest impact guy here for just a random dude. The nicest thing anybody said about DeAndre Ayton this offseason is he's better than Jackson Hayes.
That is...
Right? Like you're talking about the upgrades the Lakers made. Like, well, they couldn't do worse. They had Jackson Hayes. Yeah. Apparently now he's trying to get his Slovenian citizenship so he can play on the Slovenian national team with Luka Doncic. Jackson Hayes.
Okay.
Interesting. But yeah, Ayton, he's skilled. You think Ayton sucks. He had 14 points per game, 10 rebounds per game last season. Never takes a free throw. It's never going to happen.
Never.
Doesn't matter. He's got great touch. You never hear people say anything. Well, the Lakers are going to be at the top of the league in free throws. I'm not super worried about if he takes 2 free throws a game because Luka's going to take 10 and LeBron's going to take 8. Austin Reeves gets to the line a ton. This is not a place that Ayton needs to be worrying about getting to the line. They need him mostly on the glass. They finished 19th in defensive rebounding last season. Ayton can rebound. He's got to be a deterrent at the rim because the Lakers are going to get cooked on the perimeter. He's going to have a lot of responsibility on the interior for the Lakers because he's going to be their main defensive anchor. We've seen him be good in that role when he was on the Suns, and we saw him not care about it at all playing with the Blazers. So it's kind of a last chance saloon for DeAndre Ayton. Prove to us why you were the number 1 draft pick over your teammate, Luka Doncic. And I don't know, I'm a little optimistic for it. I'm not expecting an all-star level season for DeAndre Ayton, but I think by the end of the year, people should be saying, oh, he's a decent starting center.
It definitely helps when the bar is Jackson Hayes.
Yes.
That's all you need to clear, who's one of my least favorite players in the league. But yeah, I saw that stat, I guess, about Ayton and his lack of free throw shooting. You're right, TK. It may not really matter on that Lakers team, but it is wild for a guy that is a 7-footer. Athletic freak. I mean, the guy is built like a Mack truck. He averaged 0.13, so 0.13 free throw attempts per field goal attempts last season. For context, only one other center in the entire league trailed him in that statistic. 38-year-old Al Horford. Yeah. That makes sense, Al Horford not going to the line at all. Less sense a guy built like DeAndre Ayton is inside stuff like that. But anyway, I had him on my list too, was my point. He is very important to the Lakers' success, I think. Defensively, for sure, and on the boards.
We'll see him in the last chance saloon. It's a fun
prediction, DeAndre Ayton's free throw attempts double this year.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Just playing on the Lakers. He'll get the benefit of the whistle.
The Lakers whistle?
Yes, he will.
And he probably will.
27 years old. He always feels like he's older to me, even though, he hasn't been around a long time. Maybe it's just the older looking face. But also, he's just been, as you said, he's playing with the number one draft of that 2018 draft class. He's just kind of been thrown under the carpet. We don't talk about him. And I understand why.
Well, that was his doing.
That was his.
not
doing.
us.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's lived like 3 NBA lives already, is what I think you're getting at. To me, at least, why he feels so old. He's the number 1 pick, comes in with high expectations, but, on a crappy team. But then that team, the Suns, turn into this great team, go to the finals. He plays an important role there. But then, finds his way to the Blazers. And that was a complete mess to the point where they literally just gave up on him.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's 27 years old. Like he's the number 1 pick. They're like, get out of here. We don't even want you around. And now he gets this other chance here on the Lakers.
Yeah, I guess we just haven't talked about him a lot. Frankly, since Monty Williams and him didn't see eye to eye in the NBA Finals in that season in 2021. It's just a long time ago, and we haven't had to discuss him other than him not having a bed when he got to Portland. Literally just didn't have furniture in his room.
Yep. Couldn't make it to a game once because of bad weather. It was icy on the roads. I remember that.
Oh, right. He couldn't get up his driveway.
We've made a lot of excuses for him on that one.
Yeah, we've talked
thousands of people at the game.
We've talked a lot, or I mean, in the past, like he had the infamous quote, right? Wasn't it Ayton about like basically he got his paycheck, the big payday, and he was like, sort of, I'm set. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but the idea that he just got the money and then it was like, well, I don't need to really improve my game. Yeah,
he's been all about the bag.
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of misinformation via tweets, I think, just random. We've seen LeBron sitting on the bench beside him in the preseason, and LeBron sort of looking his way, and here come the tweets. Oh, he hates him already because he's kind of looking that direction. There was the DeAndre Ayton comment about Luka and LeBron saying, I haven't played with either of them. And he kind of just mumbles some stuff so you don't really hear what he says. And so, does he hate him? There's so many hairstyles that he's gone through, I think, in the last 3 months. I don't know. I mean, I haven't been keeping track.
He's got dyed hair now. Yeah.
He goes blonde, but then he does the braids a little bit. Anyway, that's not misinformation. That's information. But either way, looking forward to it. Yeah, he does have the opportunity. He will have space on the floor because of the guys he's playing with.
I take issue with one thing. I think he has a young face.
Ha!
Yeah.
Really?
He's very cherubic to me. He's like, I see that. Got high cheekbones.
High cheekbones, yeah.
He kind of looks like, I think I've said it before, he looks like the Coca-Cola Santa Claus in the face.
Okay.
But I mean, that's not a young man, Santa Claus.
Santa, he doesn't get much older than
Santa. But I think Santa has a young look as well.
I would never say his face is a cherub face. Wow. I think they kind of sag. I think those high cheekbones kind of sag. Anyway.
Let me give you another under-the-radar player that I think could have a big impact on his team's success or failure. Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yes.
With the Wolves is on my list, right? With Nickeil Alexander-Walker gone, I think Minnesota, and maybe wisely so, hoping that Shannon Jr. can take that leap.
Yep.
Perfectly fit in that role. You've talked a lot about the bench tasks, and you got DiVincenzo as your 6th man and all that. Yep, but there's a spot here. There's an opportunity. And he's shown flashes of brilliance, and I think they're just hoping you can get a little steady contribution from him. So I'm excited to see him, which I think is going to be on a good Wolves team. They obviously have plans to get back to the conference finals, get over that hump and all that. So I have him. And then I'll throw in one more because I lumped together a bunch of guys for this one. You talked about Miles Turner, something to prove, I guess, and keeping Giannis happy. How about Kevin Porter Jr., AJ Green, Ryan Rollins, and Cole Anthony as sort of important pieces to the Bucks' success or failure here? Lillard ran a ton of pick and rolls. Lillard still scored a lot. I mean, it was sort of a weird, forgotten season in a way because he gets injured at the end and all that, but he runs a ton, 4th most in the NBA last year in terms of pick and rolls. So that gets handed over to, again, all these guys I just listed, mainly Porter Jr., AJ Green, he'll be involved in those as well, but they need, I don't know how many of those guys I just listed need to be above average and better for the Bucks to have some success. At least 2 of them, I'm guessing. That's important.
Yeah. When I was going through the rosters in the preseason, these guys stuck out to me as the tweet that says, I've become too important in my job and it's killing me. That's like Kevin Porter Jr., Kyle Kuzma, Cole Anthony. They are overtaxed where they are in the hierarchy for the Milwaukee Bucks. All those guys should be 6th and 7th men, and they're the main perimeter options for the Bucks. If they all hit, then Milwaukee is going to be way better than I'm anticipating. But if they play like they have in their NBA careers, then it might be a struggle on the offensive end for the Bucks.
Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing who stands out from that group. They do need one ball handler to really stand out.
Yeah. They're hoping it's Kevin Porter Jr.
They are.
I would think.
They keep pushing him. It feels like he's going to be starting. but it was kind of tough to watch him against the Pacers in the playoffs when he was thrown into that role because Damian Lillard was out. I don't know. Giannis has a ton of faith in Ryan Rollins just starting possessions, I think, and being a very good defender. I don't know if he's just looking at Ryan Rollins offensively and being like, okay, get us through into the movements here, and then give me and Miles Turner the ball, and then we'll figure it out. But there is a lot on them because I don't know if Kevin Porter Jr. can do it. Cole Anthony is going to get a shot.
Yeah.
Amir Coffey's going to get a shot, off the ball a little bit more. So, yes, there's pressure on them.
Any other under the radar guys want to show some love to?
I had Rob Dillingham in the mix with Terrence Shannon as well. And then D'Angelo Russell. I mean, he is a one-time All-Star.
Right.
But I still think he's an under the radar player. He actually has to be good this season for Dallas to do anything.
Yeah, it's true. I'm looking forward to the Wolves. Like we just mentioned, a bunch of Bucks. There are a bunch of Wolves coming off the bench, and Rob Dillingham, Jalen Clark is sort of their defensive guy. But what is Terrence Shannon Jr. going to have to do? I mean, they took him off the floor in Summer League because he was awesome. They don't usually do that with a guy who's not a number 10 draft pick. Like they don't.
Terrence Shannon, he's like 25 years old though.
Yeah,
he's old.
He's old.
Yeah, but I don't know. Possessions are. I don't know. I thought they just want to see more possessions of this guy running the offense.
Yeah, he was good in the playoffs. He doesn't need to be good in Summer League.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to a staple when it comes to burning questions here in No Dunks Land. First player to score 50 points in a game. We always do this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why it's fun to us. Let me go over last year for you guys, just really quickly. Do you remember the first player to score 50 last season?
No. Joel Embiid.
No. It happened October 28th versus the Pacers. Paolo Banchero.
Oh.
Remember he started the season on fire and then
played
the injury
5 games and one of them was the 50s.
He had 22 free throw attempts in that game against the Pacers. That's a hell of a lot of free throws. Anyway, Paolo was the first to hit 50. Then we had Wemby and Giannis eclipsing 50 next. That was both on the same night. Fox was the first to hit 60 points on the season, 2 nights after those guys. LaMelo Ball did it. Jokic did it. He ended up doing it twice. Remember, he had 61 on April 1st.
I do remember. You said LaMelo had a 50-point game
LaMelo Ball
last
had
year?
a 50-point game last year. Let me keep going.
To me, actually.
Jalen Brunson did it. CJ McCollum did it.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards did it. MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he did it 4 times. There was a stretch there. I think it was like over a month where he did it 4 times. Jamal Murray did it once. I know he usually saves it for the playoffs, but he did in the regular season. Steph Curry did it twice, once Jimmy Butler was in town. And James Harden had a 50-burger. So there's the guys that did it last year. 13 guys hit 50-plus points in a game for a total of 18 times.
I do remember the Banchero doing it against the Pacers because that's when everyone says, the Pacers defense stinks.
This team's done. They will never get to the finals.
I remember the Fox 60. I don't remember the LaMelo 50
Yeah, is that the one that's everyone forgetting the most?
Oh, yeah.
I don't really remember the Jamal Murray one, if I'm being honest. But
I do, yeah.
Okay, so let's get to this season. Prediction time. Who's the first, Trey, to hit 50 in a game?
It's going to happen on night 2 of the NBA season. October 22nd, Bucks at Wizards, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Wizards stink on defense.
Okay.
Giannis has to carry this team.
Okay.
He's got a chip on his shoulder saying, I'm staying in Milwaukee for the next 6 to 7 months, guaranteed. I'm locked in. He's also 6th all-time, or 6th among active players in 50-point games. He can get there easily. I assume the Wizards are going to be poor defensively. Once again, maybe he sees his old teammate Chris Middleton and says, remember this? And then he goes nuts.
Okay.
So give me Giannis very early on.
Very early on.
Very early. I hope he gets it going early in that game because he's probably not going to have to be on the court in the 4th quarter. So hopefully he gets to it fast.
Yeah, I mean, if he has 50, that should be a good game for the Bucks.
Yeah.
All right, where are you going?
I'm going Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I knew somebody was going to take him.
He's going to lead the league in scoring. It's going to happen. He didn't have a 50-point game last season. Didn't have an MVP vote last season. I think the guy is ready for this, especially without LeBron James. I think he's going to just have so many opportunities. He's motivated. It's got to be Luka. He's going to have every shot on that team, it sure feels like. Austin Reeves, you can have the ball a bit, but without LeBron, how many shots is he going to average per game? Probably the most of his career. I mean, 23.5 is the highest of his career. He led the league for 3 straight seasons with the most field goals attempted per game. But that was a couple of years ago. So he'll be back.
Okay. I had Luka on my short list. I mean, especially with no LeBron to start the season, skinny Luka and all that. I like it. I also had Steph in the running. I think obviously a guy that can hit 10 to 13 threes on any given night helps your chances to get to 50. Anthony Edwards, but I'm going to go with Victor Wembanyama. Yeah. He got it, like I said, last year pretty early. He was the second guy on the same night as Giannis, like I said. So why not be the first here in maybe one of these first matchups in the first couple of weeks? I'll go Wembanyama. I got some fun stats or odds or bets, I guess, from FanDuel. Interesting player special odds on Wembanyama, guys. Wemby to score 50-plus points in any game during the regular season is just plus 105.
They're like coin flip.
Yeah, so they're pretty confident.
Yep.
Wemby to score 55-plus points in any regular season game, plus 500 on FanDuel. I like that bet.
Yeah, I mean if he's getting to 50,
yeah,
why not go for the extra 5?
I really like that bet.
They're not blowing out teams too, so I think he will play until the end of
Sure,
fourth
maybe an
quarters.
overtime situation, something like that. He had 50 last year, and he had 2 42-point games last year as well. 2 more for you. Wemby to record a 5x5 in any game. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Plus 290 for him to do that just once.
That seems...
That's a yes to me.
Yeah, that seems like too good of odds. I did it last year.
And then how about this one? Wemby to record a 6x5 in any game. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, 3-pointers made. Plus 1,200. I'm putting a little cheddar on that.
A little cheddar cheese, huh?
Come on. Give me a
That
monster.
can't have ever happened, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think Hakeem Olajuwon was hitting.
No, he might not have hit 5 threes in its entire career.
No, I think he'd be the first.
Yeah, that's...
Don't quote me on
Wow,
that.
that's interesting.
I like that.
Yeah,
I really like that. Anyway, I thought that was pretty
I'm
fun.
glad the Garth video's back in our life. It's great. Look, you can tell me Wemby will do anything. And I'm like, yeah, that'll probably happen.
Right.
Quadruple double. There have been,
exactly.
5 in NBA history, and everybody's like, yeah, he's going to do it.
There's odds on that one, too.
Yep.
You can bet on that one, too.
Yeah, I think he would be the 5th, I think, if I'm right.
Quadruple double.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he get there? You didn't like those odds? You didn't mention
I
those
don't
odds?
love quadruple as much as I love the fives.
Yeah.
Like 5 blocks the guy can do in his sleep. Points, rebounds, and assists at this point with Wemby, that feels like a given almost on most nights. Obviously, points and rebounds, assists, okay. And then you just get into to me, it's always like the steals or the super wild card.
Yep.
Just like registering them in the box score. And then he's going to have a game or two where he hits over 5 threes. So that's why I like that weird 6x5 all coming together on one night at plus 1,200. Ooh. So we'll see. Anyway, Wemby's my
special
pick.
night.
One special night, that's right.
Wemby has had 5 steals in a game or more. How many times? He's only played, 100 and something games so far?
Steals.
117 games.
Yeah,
6?
Yeah.
4 times.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the tough one, it feels like. I mean,
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the point, I guess.
Yeah, he's done the 5x5 twice. I forget about the other one. Yeah.
Jeez.
That's
All
quick.
right. Next question here.
That's crazy. He's done the 5x5 3 times? Is that right? Is that what I'm seeing here?
He did it twice in his first 76 games that he'd played, but I don't have the third one. I don't have the 5x5 list.
I'm looking at it right now, but I mean, there's so many things on this basketball reference page, but I think he's done it 3 times. And like I said, he's gotten 5 steals in a game 4 times. So if he gets the 5 steals, it happens pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, that's the category to watch, I
The
guess.
other game, he had 6 steals and 4 blocks.
So do you think we'll be on Wemby steal watch on any given night here during the regular season? Like we'll start texting each other or getting in the Slack. Hey, man.
3 steals through a half.
Right. Hey, Wemby's at 4 steals, man. There's 12 minutes to go.
Maybe so.
Possible. The best 5x5 ever is still to me Jamal Tinsley.
Big time.
He'll never be beaten.
So funny.
How the hell did he get 5 blocks? Have we ever seen the footage of the blocks?
That's the Wilt Chamberlain game.
Yeah, we gotta find that tape. Okay, next.
A little nod to Yusuf Nurkic too. Just didn't expect
Oh, he
that.
got one 5x5. Yeah,
Weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
Yep.
Yeah. Which team is most likely to disappoint? Trey, let's start with you on this one. Where are you going?
For me, I'm choosing between the Magic, the Hawks, and the Pistons. All 3 teams that I think are like right in the same realm. They are anticipated to be better than last season. You know, the Magic, I think, upgrading with Bane, assuming better health for Paolo and Franz. They seem to be on the uptick. The Hawks, we have talked about, made a ton of moves to get better. So it kind of leaves the Pistons to me, and I don't like the start of the season. Jaden Ivey's going to be missing time. That's kind of a huge part of Detroit's team build going into this season and into the future. Like, they were fine letting Dennis Schroeder walk in free agency. Ended up going to the Kings because they thought, we got Ivey. He's going to be our secondary ball handler. He's going to take those possessions from Schroeder, and that's better for the Pistons long term because they need to see if Cade and Ivey can fit together. We've seen little spurts here. They look like a nice pairing together, but Ivey hasn't been able to stay on the court, especially last year when Cade really took a leap forward. They've got a bunch of other question marks, I think, as well, like how are their replacements for Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. going to fare in Duncan Robinson and Karis LeVert? Like, Karis LeVert's probably going to get a lot of ball handling opportunities right now with Ivey going down. And look, Karis LeVert is fine, but he's a bench guard, and he's kind of like Cleveland had him. They're like, we could do better. Hawks had him. They're like, we could do better. Detroit's going to have him be like, maybe we could do better. Right. You know, so not a great start to the beginning of the year for the Pistons after they had a really huge season last year, adding 30 wins, being competitive in the playoffs. Cade established himself as an all-NBA player. I just don't like the way things are starting. They seem like a oddly shallow team, and they're counting on a lot of young guys to take a step forward. Like, they need Ron Holland to be pretty good, I think, to have a successful season this year. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Pistons disappoint, but I'm always hating on the Pistons. Man. So I don't know. They made me look foolish in the past before, except for that year when they lost all those games.
When they set the record for futility, I mean, I get it, though, because there are now expectations with this Pistons team.
Exactly.
So they have to meet those, exceed those, and don't love the Ivy news. Like, it's deflating to see that, right?
Right.
Like, and it's not like, he's missing a week. Like, he's going to miss at least 15 to 20 games, right? Like, probably a quarter of the season by the time he's back out there.
Hopefully
into the swing of things.
But I hear what you're saying.
Okay, well, do you have another team?
Well, it's easy to stay, I find, in the Eastern Conference because, like, you just lump those teams together there, Trey. There's so many expectations for these teams, but obviously those teams can disappoint. I'm lumping in the Toronto Raptors with that team. They literally have the same over-under number as last year. It's very, very close. It's now 38.5. Last year's 39.5.
500 team.
Is it the same old Raps? One more time, disappointing. And Scotty Barnes obviously hasn't started very well. I'm not going to go into his preseason numbers, but he hasn't looked good when getting out there. It's so odd that their starters all play just one game together this preseason. The last one, where Jakob Poeltl finally got healthy, because they were supposed to be this team that's been working together. And unfortunately, the offense just looked like it hasn't been working together. So fun to look at these Eastern Conference teams because there's going to be one of those in that group of Indiana, could be Atlanta. Detroit is too good, I think, to be in this.
Boston, maybe Milwaukee.
We'll see what Orlando can do. They're freaking awesome. But there's a ton of them.
What's a disappointing season to you as a Raptors fan? Like, what's going to be, this was bad? What's the record?
If it's not a 4 to begin their win total, then it's disappointing.
Okay, so you at least are hoping 500.
Yeah, at the very least. And if Brandon Ingram does look awesome in the preseason, that guy does look good. I just got to say that. At least there's guys playing for this team, unlike last year when there's so many injured. Yeah, I think they got to be that good. If we're talking about a guy getting 40 per, it was a 3-year, $120 million deal, right? For Brandon Ingram, we're talking about 500 team. It's not a lot.
I definitely think Darko Rajakovic is one of the coaches on the hot seat. If the Raptors are having another disappointing year or it's bad, it's not working, like, I think he's on the hot seat. Willie Green, a lot of people ring up with the Pelicans. Nick Nurse with the Sixers. He's probably just going to ask to leave at some point. But to answer the question about team most likely to disappoint, I don't know about most likely, but I want to throw this question at you guys. What happens if 30 games into the season, the Dallas Mavericks have the same or better record than the Los Angeles Lakers? I'm just throwing it out there. Early in the season, 30 games, 40 games. Like, I'm just you can see the headlines now and the leading topics on your debate shows on ESPN. And I don't know if it's
who are you saying this is good for or bad for?
For the Lakers.
It would be bad for the Lakers.
Very bad for the Lakers.
Well, what if the Mavericks are just really good?
Yeah, okay, that'd be great. But I'm more leaning into this to the answer to the question is like, could the Lakers disappoint here? And I just, again, have all these questions about their defense. And DeAndre Ayton as sort of the backbone of that defense. Dominated.
That will be disappointing for them, but it would be optimal for all those shows that you just said.
Oh, God, yeah.
They're going to love it. First things first. Here it comes. You know?
Yeah. Nico Harrison was right. Question number 1. Was he right? All right. Which key player will be traded first? That's our 5th burning question.
Wow.
Start with you.
I don't want to say Giannis. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. He doesn't want to be traded. Other than that, because I don't see that happening.
Yeah, you said you didn't think that will happen this season.
Not this season.
Yeah,
not this season. He is a man of his word in that he shows up for training camp and he doesn't think about it. Done. See you next year in Greece. And then he'll talk like he talked with John Horst at a dinner in Greece. I guess it was by the water. I'm sure he had a Saganaki, and that's when he'll talk about it. He won't talk about it for the next 12 months. Okay. I don't think.
So there should be a key player traded at some point this season.
No. I wonder if it's somebody from the Miami Heat. Whether they just say we gotta move here. We have to move. It's unlikely Tyler Hero. It's unlikely Bam Adebayo, but I feel like one of them could be dealt. I know it's an odd way of thinking about it, but it just feels like Pat Riley knows at some point this season, if it's not going well, that he has to tear it down,
shake it up.
Yeah, okay. I think so.
And they're always like big game hunting too. I mean,
yeah.
There's that part of the equation as well. I don't know who the player would be, but okay.
They have a lot of tradable contracts. Moving on from those two guys, it's Powell, it's Wiggins. They have good numbers to package together, along with their young guys like Jaime Jaquez. So it could be more of a package type thing, but I think the Heat could be looking to move.
What about you, Trey?
Jonathan Kuminga. Market opens January 15th, and they're basically like, yeah, we signed him to be able to trade him.
Yeah.
So I think he is absolutely going to be gone. The other guy that I think is one of the favorites here is Lauri Markkanen, just because the timelines don't necessarily line up with the Jazz basically saying that this year is year 1 of their rebuild, even though they've been pretty stinky for the past 2 seasons. They had a decent run in Markkanen's first year there, but he's 29 years old. He's on a gigantic contract now, and he can help some teams. He would be a nice fit next to Victor Wembanyama. He would be good in Detroit. The Warriors have been chasing after him previously, though it's kind of hard for them to do a deal for him now. So those are the 2 guys that I'm mostly looking at, Kuminga and Markkanen.
We've talked about the Sacramento Kings and the possibility of them trading one, if not both of their guys moving forward. So Zach LaVine and DeRozan, now they both have 2 years left on their contract, but the second season for DeRozan is partially guaranteed. So he's probably the more likely of the 2. I think you brought this up before, TK, to maybe move, because what we've seen of those 2 guys on the court together playing, it hasn't translated well. The stats are brutal, especially defensively. Defensively, they give up a ton of points when they're both out there. So will the Kings pivot and try and get something back? Draft prospects, young player, whatever. They're obviously in the Kuminga sort of hunt. Maybe there's something there, but I'll go with the Kings as probably DeMar DeRozan, if I had to guess.
Or get a big wing to help them out.
Yeah.
Because they're already missing one.
RJ Barrett, that guy's getting traded. Yeah. Darko said, or Bobby Webster said, our team is not going to look the same at the trade deadline as it does at the start of the season. You saw the clips going around from their preseason game when all their starters played. They're not guarding RJ Barrett. They're not guarding most of the Raptors. If we're being honest, there's 5 guys in the lane from the defense. And RJ just doesn't fit in the starting lineup. And then what? You're going to be paying him $30 million to come off the bench? Doesn't make much sense. So I think he is going to be headed out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fair one. Bobby Webster is seeing all these contracts be put together, and he was a part of the front office that did it. He sees them, and I'm sure as this new role for him, I'm sure he doesn't want to just stick with it the same roster year after year after year, because essentially that's what Masai got fired for in doing that.
Final question. Who wins the 2026 NBA Finals? You want to give me both teams and who comes out victorious and Finals MVP if you really want to? Have at it.
I'm taking the Denver Nuggets to get there, and they'll beat the New York Knicks.
Wow, Knicks going to the finals.
Yeah, I feel actually a little bit more reluctant to say that the Knicks will get there rather than the Nuggets will get there, because we'll see what the Cavs can do. But I do believe in the Knicks, and I do believe that Nikola Jokic has to win another title. And here he is entering age 31. the other guys around him getting older. Jamal Murray is pretty important. So I will say that they get there. I think this team is good enough. Nikola Jokic, obviously the MVP, if we're going to include that. Finals MVP. MVP.
You're not going Bruce Brown?
Bruce.
Okay.
That would be
That's
fun.
some big finals games against the Heat.
Nuggets over Knicks,
He did,
says Tass. Where are you going, Trey?
Well, that's what I had in my notes.
Wow,
too,
the
but-
exact same.
Yeah, but I'm not changing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go Thunder over Knicks.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, maybe a repeat champion is a bigger upset than the Thunder getting knocked off by the Denver Nuggets. But those are the top two teams, for sure. Thunder, then Nuggets. So, yeah, I'll go Thunder over Knicks. I originally had, like I said, Nuggets over Knicks, the Mellow Bowl, but Thunder over Knicks is also the Mellow Bowl. So,
That's right. That's right.
Thunder over Knicks, official pick.
You changing your pick to that changed it to my pick. It's Thunder over Knicks.
There you go.
I think we're going back to back with the Thunder because they're just so deep. They're so versatile. They can like play against Jokic and slow the big man down. They can play against the the Minnesota Timberwolves and contain Anthony Edwards enough. Like they're awesome. And I think for the first time in a very long time, we're going to have a repeat champion. So I will go Thunder, and I have the Knicks as the representative from the East as well. But we right now are in the middle of the greatest run of parity in league history. Since 2019, the Raps, the Lakers, the Bucks, the Warriors, the Nuggets, the Celtics, and the Thunder have each raised the title banner. So can that streak extend another year? We're saying no, because it's either the Nuggets or the Thunder winning, but maybe it is the Wolves or the Rockets, or of course the Eastern Conference team. That would have to be the Knicks or the Cavaliers to keep the streak going. Crazier things have happened.
Is anybody going to pick an East team to win the championship? Like anybody in media?
Well, Kevin Pelton's simulation did.
That's true.
Magic over Warriors.
Magic over Warriors,
Yeah.
Simulation number 620, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
the answer is
that was so funny to me. I thought that was an interesting article at first, and then I read through the first couple of paragraphs again, and he's literally like, "This was number 620, and we picked it because it was weird."
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't like a combination of all of the simulations. It was just like, this is the weirdest one, and that is the weirdest one,
Okay.
probably.
The Magic winning the title? yeah, probably. So all the other ones were Thunder winning, Nuggets winning.
Could have been, yeah.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, like the lottery numbers. They popped out for Cooper Flag, but the other ones were a little bit more likely, I guess. But not that unlikely. 619. Wow. So the 618 just sucked. They're just too predictable.
Well, I mean, yeah. Look, we had the same picks, or we had the same picks.
Yeah.
That's not as exciting to talk about as the Magic beating the Warriors.
Unfortunately, yeah, and that's what, like you just said, Skeets. That the last 7 NBA champs have been all different. That's what they want with a new CBA. They want some parity, but it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult to say that about the OKC Thunder, that they won't be the first repeat champion since the Warriors in 17-18 because they're so freaking young. Full stop.
Right.
And they're
young.
just that
It's
good.
tough to go, how are they going to get worse? Yeah. But, maybe unfortunate injury
course.
to SGA, let's say. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to talk that into existence, but like something like that, it feels like would have to happen, could happen for one of these really good teams like the Nuggets or the Wolves or the Rockets, or maybe one of the LA teams, or maybe Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green got one more in them. Like, it's not, I guess I was going to ask you guys, like, would you take the Thunder or the Field in the Western Conference to get to the finals? Okay. And then I was going to say, would you take the Cavs and Knicks or the Field in the Eastern Conference to get to the finals? Like, are you just going with the Thunder and then either the Cavs or the Knicks, or you like can talk yourself into the Field being better?
I would be more likely to take the Field in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Because I think the Cavs and the Knicks are pretty far ahead in the East. But the Thunder, I think, are ahead of the Nuggets. But look, they had 2 7-game series last year. Like the Thunder could have got bounced at any time. Like if Aaron Gordon has 2 legs, Michael Porter Jr. has 2 arms, maybe Game 7 against Denver goes differently.
I think 12 months ago, after the Celtics won the title, there were more people thinking that the Celtics would repeat than there are saying the Thunder will repeat. I think that was more popular. Maybe I'm off, but a lot of people were saying the Celtics they were just destined because they are a fairly young team.
Right now, though,
But not
picking
in
a repeat
comparison.
champion feels like a sucker's bet because
Never happens
it
right
has
now.
not happened in a very, very long
Yeah,
time. But
yeah,
anyway,
that's true.
Let's hear from you guys out there with all of your answers to those burning questions as you are right now in the stream team on YouTube. Love to see that, but let us know in the YouTube comments. You can tweet at us at NoDunksInc as well. Quick break here, and then we'll get into some NBA news and rapid fire. So Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. How many times will I say Peloton in this ad read? Let's find out. Count them out. The new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus is Peloton's most elevated equipment with real-time guidance and endless ways to move, alone or with your favorite instructors. These guys love the instructors. It's cross-training reimagined with features designed to make your workout more personal. Peloton IQ plans your workouts, tracks your progress, corrects your form, and offers insights and guidance that help you unlock new breakthroughs. And that swivel screen. Swoon! That swivel screen offers endless ways to train and level up. Go from running on the Tread Plus to strength training or yoga off of it with just one little smooth spin. That was brilliant, whoever came up with that. Just turn it around. You know, you're on the treadmill and then just turn it around so you have all this space to do all this other stuff.
I'll admit it. I'm impressed by screens that can swivel.
Right?
Like, it shouldn't work. I can't do it on my computer.
Right.
I can't do it on my phone, but I mean, some phones you can. And
guess
every
you
time
can.
you're like, wow, that's neat.
That's neat.
How'd you do that?
That's neat. It feels like it shouldn't work.
How do the
You're right.
connections happen
Yeah.
there?
Peloton is built for breakthroughs, so let yourself run, lift, sculpt, push, and go. Maybe swivel your body as well. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com. Okay, some NBA news. I think we can move with some pace through these. Malcolm Brogdon has decided to retire from basketball after 9 NBA seasons. The former Rookie of the Year winner was on track to make the Knicks' final roster, but he had been contemplating retirement, and he informed New York officials on Wednesday of his decision. Tass, how shocked were you by this news? Brogdon just saying, I'm going to hang him up.
For sure. I thought he would be willing to give it a shot with the Knicks. We're talking about a team that literally could make the NBA Finals, but his body can't be holding up. Mm-hmm. When I was a big Malcolm Brogdon backer, when he had a 50, 40, 90 year in year number 3 with the Milwaukee Bucks, he was playing in those conference finals against the Toronto Raptors. He looked like he could evolve and be a great player, and that's why the Indiana Pacers said, all right, we're paying you a ton of money. A guy who made $133 million over his 9-year career, and then his body just didn't hold up. He was much better than he ended up showing in his career just because he couldn't be on the floor. But you know, if he was a secondary playmaker, as I thought he could be, a guy that got to a championship as a secondary playmaker, he was good at that. It just didn't happen enough. So yeah, I was definitely shocked that he couldn't. I mean, I guess he's a little bit of an older 9-year player, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, he was 24 when he came into the league because he was an injury guy back to college. So, you know, it's not super surprising when an almost 33-year-old retires, but 9 seasons seems like very few.
Yeah.
Especially for a guy that won 2 awards in 9 seasons.
Incredible.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. And the 50-40-90 season.
And the 50-40-90. Like, he did a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and he was talked about as a Giannis guy. He was like an important part of those Pacers teams, like you're saying. Like, he was kind of a notable character for just a dude, all things considered.
Yeah.
For the Knicks, when they signed him, I was like, I think they should give Tyler Kolek a chance over Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon didn't really do much for the Knicks in the preseason. He was like 3 points a game, 3 assists. Just didn't look right. Obviously, his body's not right. So I think this works out okay for New York.
Yeah, he's going to be, Malcolm Brogdon is the future answer to 2 great trivia questions. One being, hey, who's won Rookie of the Year and 6th Man of the Year awards? It's Malcolm Brogdon and Mike Miller. That's it. So that'll come up in the future.
Funny.
And I also read that he's the first player drafted outside the first round to win Rookie of the Year. He was when he did it since Willis Reed in 1965. So that was very rare too to be a second round guy. When Willis Reed was getting drafted, I mean, it was like 10 picks in the first round, so it's very different. But point is, he will be the answer to a few trivia questions. People were shocked that he didn't just like stay on the Knicks roster or stay on an NBA roster, hit that 10th season, because I think you're then warranted the pension from the NBA Players Association. So he didn't hit that, which is a little shocking. But yeah, this guy just could never stay healthy. And I think he's probably thinking, I want to be a human after basketball around my kids and walking around and stuff like that. He's only had 2 seasons of 65 or more games. That sort of blew my mind too. I knew he was banged up always, but I think I was shocked at how banged up every single year he was.
Right. And I guess he knew he wasn't going to be contributing to this team and being a prominent player, because I guess when he signed the contract, he thought I'm literally going to play and be good on a good team. But when you're scoring 3 points per game, that ain't going to happen. And I guess the pension doesn't matter to him when he made $133 million.
He's doing all right. Hopefully he's doing all right.
And he's taking care of that money.
You don't think he'll come back? You don't think he'll come back? Some team convinced themselves, hey, Malcolm Brogdon can help us out.
You say the word retire, though.
I don't think he will.
I've seen guys come back from retirement.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. They're not as bad as wrestlers.
Not the men.
But you're right. I don't think he will.
I think he's different. I think he's a different breed.
When he makes a decision, he sticks with it.
I'm
How will
guessing.
which team will you remember most for Malcolm Brogdon? Like, is it the Pacers, the Bucks, the Celtics? Oddly, definitely not the Wizards, but
Blazers?
I don't really know. The Blazers.
He was good in that Blazers year.
Yeah.
He was solid.
What will you pick or remember?
I don't want to answer.
You won't?
I'm not going to remember Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, you will. So, what are you kidding me?
No, tell me his best game you ever saw. Tell me his best moment in the NBA.
Well,
The thing you remember about Malcolm Brogdon is that he won Rookie of the Year when Joel Embiid played 31 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to answer.
Okay. So I guess you'd go with that team if you had to pick. You're going Milwaukee, I guess.
Yeah,
By
so you just
default.
looked up which team he was playing for when that happened.
Yeah, sure.
That was a great year. With the Bucks, 50, 40, 90. So that's the one I would remember, just because that was almost the peak.
Okay, so you're going Bucks.
Like he was ascending there in that year 3, 50, 40, 90. And that's when Indiana said, okay, we believe in you. I don't know how much they did in terms of the doctor work, checking the knees, because that's what held him back in the NBA.
All right, next piece of news here. Let's get to the Kings news of it all. 9-time All-Star Russell Westbrook has agreed on a deal to sign with the Kings. Now, Shams reported that Westbrook and the Kings have maintained communication all offseason. Russ remained patient in free agency, but he lands a deal for his 18th season. As expected, 1 year, $3.6 million, vets minimum. So Westbrook joining another team here, Trey. A team that you will probably 20 years from now will not remember Westbrook played for. But anyway, what do you think about this signing here?
I literally just got why he's wearing number 18.
18 season?
18th season.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying it, but a Russell Westbrook number 18 Kings jersey, just add him to the washed montage already. We're talking about Kevin Garnett playing for the Nets, Paul Pierce playing for the Clippers. Stints you don't remember.
Right.
The Kings don't need Russell Westbrook at all. This is a want, not a need. They need some guys who have size. Westbrook has actually gotten 6th man of the year votes the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
He was good on the Nuggets during the regular season. He helped them beat the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs, and then he wasn't very good in the second round of the playoffs against the Thunder. He's going to be one of the Kings' best rebounders, which is kind of what I think is going to be the biggest impact he has for Sacramento. They're not a great rebounding team outside of Domantas Sabonis, who is one of the best rebounders in the league, but he's an intense guy. He's going to play with effort. He's going to play fast. Like, all of those things will probably actually help Sacramento, but I think they should have went for Ben Simmons. I can't believe it, but that's who I think they should have went for over Westbrook. But now he's on the Kings because they've wanted him. And, DeRozan, Sabonis, and Levine all said, yeah, we want Russell Westbrook.
Sure, yeah.
Players always say they want Russell Westbrook.
He's beloved for sure by players and in the locker room and stuff like that. And he gives the effort. No one will ever say Westbrook does not give effort. But he's been semi-unplayable in some playoff series for the last little while because of the lack of shooting. That hurts him, but
he did help them win games against against the Clippers.
He was great against Clips. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And that was only last year. Big difference playing with Nikola Jokic, obviously. So I don't think anyone's coming into this signing and thinking, oh, that's going to make a difference for the Sacramento Kings and who they are.
Right. You're not adding wins, probably, to your what's the word I'm trying to say? Prognostication.
Right.
Okay. For the Kings.
Will they move the ball like Jokic was able to do with Westbrook around him? Like just cut after cut after cut? Because they are a really good team running through Domantas Sabonis as their guy. Like, will he find Russell Westbrook on cuts like that? Well, I think we'll see some of that. Yeah, I think he'll be comfortable coming off the bench. When you sign Dennis Schroeder to that big contract, I think you're only playing one of Schroeder and him, but now you've got Malik Monk as well. So I say that at the same time. It's like, is he the backup point guard? I know they'll just throw guys out there together, but it seems
Yeah, I've
like
seen some people worrying, like you add Westbrook, you sort of dilute some of these other younger guys' opportunities, playing time, growth, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
Devin
noted
Carter.
Kings fan Ghostface Ziller, he said, Westbrook's presence will not be the difference between whether Devin Carter or Neek Clifford become real NBA players. That's on them. If they can't clearly beat year 18 Westbrook into the rotation, then again, that's on them. I thought that was a good point from Ziller. But, you do have to give these young guys an opportunity to make mistakes and grow too. So
Yeah. Or Keon Ellis, too. I mean, they're sort of
There you go.
similar.
Some teams should chase Keon Ellis
Yeah.
because they're clearly burying him. They don't believe in him. If they're signing all of these guards to play ahead of him, it seems to me he would be available for a team. And he's going to be a guy like, I don't know if he would have the same impact, but like a Caruso who leaves a bad team and
Yeah.
like looks good playing a smaller role on
I
a better
agree.
team. So if he's available, some team should steal him from Sacramento.
I definitely agree that I don't think Doug Christie loves Keon Ellis. I think he was more of a Mike Brown guy
Yep.
when he was there. But yeah, that's a good point. Sticking with the Kings, Wednesday, busy day in Cowtown. Kings and fourth-year forward Keegan Murray have agreed to a 5-year, $140 million extension. And as we previously talked, Murray will miss the start of the season with a torn UCL in his left thumb. But Tass, here he gets this signed. And, pretty good extension here for the fourth pick overall way back in the day. 5 years, 140. What do you think?
Absolutely a good contract for him. I would love to see him. We just talked about a guy who gets moved into a less prominent role. We were talking about Keon Ellis, Caruso, that kind of thing. I would love to see the same role for Keegan Murray, where he doesn't have to be as much, because I think he dropped off the last 2 years after his really, really good rookie year because he was just asked to be a little too much percentage-wise, efficiency-wise, trying to create for himself. So is he worth that much money? I think so on the right team. And I think his percentages should go up if he doesn't have that big of a role, really.
He doesn't have hardly any role. I think that's one of my problems with Keegan Murray is that he doesn't really do anything besides shoot threes. And he wasn't a great three-point shooter last season, 34%, 36% is league average the year before. He did have a hot shooting season his rookie year, but his usage rate is 15%. That's guys like Royce O'Neal, Drew Eubanks, Dalen Terry, Jonathan Mobo, guys who were nothing on offense. We're talking about DeAndre Ayton's free throw rate. How many free throws per game last season do you think Keegan Murray took?
It must be low if you're asking.
0.9 free throw attempts, 1.4 assists. All he does is shoot threes. But he's the most promising young player on the Kings. This is $28 million average annual value. That's like 15% of the cap. He's 25 years old. They're signing him basically through his prime. Makes sense for Sacramento to do it, but it would be nice to see him be able to do anything else besides be a 3-and-D guy, because being the best defender on the Kings isn't super impressive.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think they're envisioning a team, the Beam team, really, where he was their defensive guy and a shooter on a team that distributed it to him. Like I don't think he's ever gonna be a guy who scores 20 per game. I think if they just envision in their front office, Scott Perry says, we should be better, and he could be that guy. Now I think they're thinking a little too far ahead.
Would you rather have Jabari Smith Jr. or Keegan Murray? Because they both signed extensions, 5-year extensions, and Jabari Smith Jr.'s was 5-year, $122 million. And Keegan Murray got more. But he didn't get Jalen Johnson 5-year, $150 million, which is probably correct.
I think I'm taking Keegan Murray. I think his defense is a little underrated.
Okay, well then it sounds like the deal, like you said, 15%, let's say, of the salary cap as it moves forward. That is fine. Like that is not crazy for a guy that's like a low-end starter, or should be at the very least. And you hope he gets better and improves. But
the numbers.
Jalen Johnson, Keegan Murray, Jabari Smith Jr. I think some people would disagree. I think maybe some people put Jabari over Keegan Murray.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather have.
But they're all in the same
Yep.
ballpark here. And young talent that you're going to lock up. Final extension news, AJ Green, back to him. And the Bucks, 4 years, $45 million extension. TK, any thoughts on AJ Green signing this 4 years, $45 million deal?
Being a good shooter is the equivalent to being a 7-footer in the 1980s. If you can make 40% of your threes, you're going to play 10 years in the NBA and make $10 million per season. AJ Green averages 7 points per game, and this deal comes through and you're like, nice. This is perfect. He has to be there around Giannis. He's a guy that will be able to fit around a lot of different players, just because he shoots threes. He shoots a lot of them. He knocks them down, and he tries on defense. Like, I don't think he's a lockdown defender or anything like that, but he's not a zero on the defensive end as well. So $10 million per season, that's hardly anything in today's NBA.
Yeah, all guaranteed every single year, no options. For a guy, we watched him in the NBA Cup. He gets after it defensively. I mean, he plays in the right position. And I think he can grow a little bit with his put it on the floor skill. I think he's decent at that. So, yes, it feels like it's perfect around Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's a guy who can score. 10 mil is not a lot. But they are handcuffing themselves. Not that this $10 million is the be-all and end-all, but this is their team, really, what we're seeing here. So I hope he helps Giannis because that means they're doing well. But he is a skilled guy. There's no doubt.
Nice little success story here from AJ Green. Undrafted in 2022, then a two-way player, then a standard deal, and then now this. Nice little payday here. Basically 10 mil plus per year. It's impressive. Mm-hmm. Iowa boy.
Iowa boy.
Guy can shoot.
Derry Bird.
They grow shooters out there in Iowa. All right, so that's the news. And we already did sort of touch on the unfortunate news about Ivy going to miss some time. I brought up the Paul George, going to miss some time. This is the thing. This is the time of the season you're going to start hearing these, like, oh, not ready for the opener next week.
Yeah.
Bummer, but it is what it is. It's a long season.
It's a long season.
Yeah, so hopefully.
Stock up on energy.
It's going to be a real long season this year, at least the first couple weeks, figuring out what channels and streaming platforms these games are on, man. Get ready for next week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the first 4 nights, I think the main games, like the nationally, let's call them televised games, they're all on different platforms. You got to learn the cadence here.
Totally right.
We're on Peacock, and then we're on ESPN, and then we're on Prime, and then you're bouncing around, man.
You got to download those apps. I think I mentioned First Things First as one of the talk shows.
Sure.
I don't really watch First Things First a lot, but I had it yesterday because I was watching the Toronto Blue Jays on Fox Sports. First Things First.
Right.
It was
so
on.
That's on Fox. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to get to know shows on Peacock a little bit more. There's no doubt. I'm not a huge Peacock man.
No, that's the other thing. If you ask me right now, you're like, hey, Skeets, which streaming platform is Jamal Crawford working for? I'm like,
no clue.
I don't know. Steve Nash. Like, I have an idea, but I don't really know. I'm not confident yet. So I got to see them. I got to see them on the desk. I got to see them on the call. Right?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna
that's a great point.
There's so much movement.
Who are you for?
Yeah.
Who he worked for?
Oh, yeah. We should do that next week.
That's kind of funny.
Who he worked for, or she worked for sure.
That's right.
All right, before we go here, it is the drop. Let's do some rapid fire questions for the guys, JD included. First one, I'll ask the questions this week. The Believe That Awards debuted Wednesday night with Anthony Edwards and his friends handing out hilarious awards during a live stream on YouTube. Timothée Chalamet took home the award for White Boy of the Year and joined the stream from Hungary where he's filming Dune Part 3. This clip, or him on the stream, legit hilarious. Chalamet talking with Ant and his buddies about the award. It's very funny. Go watch it. But let's tweak Ant's award here for rapid fire. Guys, who do you see winning the NBA's White Boy of the Year award this season? And it can be a player, a coach, somebody in the media, anybody you want. Who you got?
Pacers TJ McConnell.
Okay.
He's going to be prominent. No Tyrese Halliburton. He's going to be sort of the energy, the spark for this team, this squad. And Cameron's going to love him.
Okay.
Especially because he is such a vocal guy. Peacock, get ready for your close-ups of TJ McConnell. Everybody will be watching TJ McConnell.
Oh my God, that's how you're selling Peacock? Peacock.
Everyone will be watching TJ McConnell.
I wasn't ready to say Peacock during this white boy question. However, I did go to a farm and saw a white peacock recently.
Wow,
They're cool
albino,
looking.
albino
They are
peacock.
cool looking.
Yes, I never seen one
Which-
until this week.
Which white NBA player most deserving of the nickname albino peacock? There's a question to chew on. TK though, who's getting the NBA White Boy of the Year award?
FanDuel actually has odds on this.
Cool.
Luka Doncic plus 160. Nikola Jokic plus 250. Cooper Flagg plus 300.
Oh, Cooper, yeah.
Timothy Chalamet plus 450.
What?
But, I mean, he showed up to a lot of NBA games last
Yeah.
year, sat courtside. He was wearing like cool sunglasses a lot. You know, he loves the New York Knicks, so I wasn't surprised to see him on the list, but pretty high up. Brian Windhorst plus 600.
Windy.
Yeah, really good.
What about the Timmies?
They're in the long
Dark
shots,
horse.
unfortunately. I mean, it's called the Brian Windhorst and the Hoop Collective,
there
you
you
know. Mr. Beast plus 750.
No, thank you.
I know. Look, I'm not picking him either, but he's got a lot of backers out there. Matas Buzelis plus 800. He's up there.
You'd put some money on that.
Yeah, in the
sure.
plus 1,000 category, you got Dirk, Steve Nash, Zach Lowe, and Alperen Şengün. And then in the long shots, plus 10,000, JJ Redick, Chet Holmgren, Franz Wagner, Tristan Jass, Noah Eagle, and RIZGOD, the man, the myth, the legend, the Riz God.
Oh, I'll put a little coin on the Riz guy.
Yeah.
Holmgren, those are good odds for
Wow.
Chet
Yeah,
Holmgren.
really good odds for Chet Holmgren.
So who are you going with?
Cooper Flagg.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it'll be him. He's bringing goatees back.
Okay. JD, NBA White Boy of the Year.
Yeah, I'm going off the court for this. It's my man, Rob Mahoney. White Boy of the Year.
All right.
He's the NBA pundit, I guess, that I listen to most.
Okay.
Never talking about basketball on the Prestige TV, and he did a turn on the House of R for a while. But yeah, Rob Mahoney, love that guy.
We love Mahoney. He is legit so damn good at talking about
God.
basketball, yes, but even better, I think, television.
He's better at TV and movies and stuff.
He's
good
so
on movies.
good at it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, Joanne Robinson, like that pairing
Absolutely.
is dynamite. Okay, good pick. Rob Mahoney, congratulations on winning JD's NBA White Boy of the Year award. All right, next one here. After a pair of dramatic tweets indicating Trae Young might request a trade out of Atlanta, the Hawk star instead announced an underwhelming sponsorship with Crooked Tea. Yep, he pulled a LeBron Henny. What's the cringiest thing you've seen recently is the question up in this. It was not great. We love Lefko. We love Trae Young. Bad timing too after the Henny LeBron thing. The thing was 3 minutes long. I definitely gave up halfway through. It is what it is. But anyway, cringiest thing.
Why was it 3 minutes long?
I don't know.
How
they
long
needed
was
Matt
LeBron's?
Austin to come in there and edit the hell out of that.
Wasn't LeBron's like 30 seconds?
Exactly.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. so-
Length. And give me a commercial length for
I
a
know.
commercial.
I know.
Confused.
Crooked Tea, though. Not sugary is the only thing I really took away from that.
Yeah, not sugary at all.
So there you go. Free plug for Crooked Tea. Get at us. You know what? Get at us. We'll put Crooked Tea all over this table.
We're going 90 minutes on it. Watch this.
All right. Cringiest thing you recently seen.
Oh, man. It might happen.
Hey,
we might do
Indy, get
90
Crooked
minutes.
Tea on the horn.
I've already mentioned how I cringed eating boiled peanuts. I thought it would be a thing that I wanted to eat. I love a good nut, but there's just too many things that didn't go well during that. So I'll leave that to side. But I'm having flashbacks. The texture, the softness, the lack of salt. Too many negatives. And I don't want to spread this, but something also that was cringy was somebody telling me as we get into the colder months here, not just me, other people as well, big group of people, that flu season is not a season. I said, okay, what does that mean? But he went on to say that, sure, our immune system is weaker when it's cold, and we are more susceptible to getting illness. But flu season is not a season. I said, okay, maybe you're just joking around. Maybe you don't want the word season being sort of categorized in the same category as spring, fall, winter. Okay, yeah.
We get that, but there's not 5 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only explanation here. I'm just making people dumber by saying this. I mean, people just literally can get sick in the winter, so it's called a season. Like we talk about the regular season. Anyway,
I interpret that as that person is saying you can get sick anytime. You can get the flu.
yeah, but he also
anytime.
went on to say, logically, the scientific explanation of our immune system saying it can be colder. When it's colder, we are more susceptible.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, yeah, well, flus don't happen in the summer.
Flu period?
Flu likely.
Flu era? Flu.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in my
It's
flu
all
era.
the word. It's all about the word.
Okay.
Anyway, I just made everyone dumber, and that's the problem with our world today. Moving
Still
on.
a season to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it is.
I do believe it's a season as well.
I don't think I'm getting my shot this year, though. I didn't get it last year. I'm good.
It's not a season. Why do you need it?
What about you, TK?
Adults doing 6-7. It's not for us. I'll give a pass to like teachers out there. They're inundated with children doing it all the time. Anytime you're counting and you hit 6 and 7 in the same way, but you just shouldn't be doing it.
Okay.
No other way
Just
to say
leave it to the kids.
Yeah, it's like we didn't start saying skibbity, so we shouldn't start saying 6-7.
Right. JD?
Yeah, I found myself at a frat house last weekend for a tailgate. Caught a glimpse of myself in a mirror. Pure cringe, man. I was like the oldest person there by a lot, and I was invited there. My son is a member of said fraternity, and he was playing in a band for the tailgate.
Yeah.
So I was there
To support him. Yep.
But yeah. Didn't feel good about
Maybe
it.
you stuck around a little too long. Is what you're
I
saying?
would say I made my exit. I just being there was just I could feel the cringe around me. So it was me. I was
Next time, try a little 6-7. See what
I'll try that.
Okay.
Just make sure not to go to like a baby oil wrestling match.
Yeah,
Went poorly for a friend of mine back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, my boy Blue.
Yeah.
He went to one. Never returned.
Really happy for a second. I thought you were going to tell me a Tommy Burrow story or something. Okay, hit some of that. Freaking old school. Okay, final one here. I alluded to it. Next week, the 80th NBA season tips Tuesday on NBC and Peacock in the same place it ended last season. Oklahoma City, because the Thunder raised the championship banner before hosting the Rockets. Wednesday, then we got the national games on ESPN. Thursday, guys, they're on Prime. It's going to be a little difficult to follow as we move forward. So the question is, what else took some time for you to get used to?
The term 6-7. No. Well, actually, I will say one thing about 6-7 before I get to my turn.
Oh, sounds like somebody does 6-7.
No, I don't really do this. The good thing that happened was that 6 foot, 7 foot got played. The people remembered Lil Wayne 6 foot, 7 foot.
tune.
I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, that is a good song.
Great to hear that instead of 6-7. It took me a while to get used to using the word dope, but it's a dope word. I always use cool as the coolest thing, but I think dope hasn't taken over cool, but dope it's gaining some traction as in terms of the number one word being associated with cool things. Dope.
All right.
It's fun to say.
What about you, Trey?
Yeah, I think Gen Z hand signals are tough to pick up when you're a millennial like I am. Like I've talked about the change from 3-pointer being like, pinky ring middle, and now it's
Right.
German style,
Right.
Dirk style.
Right.
But the biggest one for me that I think is impossible to learn is like heart hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For me, I love you. I love you is always going to be
That-
pinky,
yeah.
index, thumb, near rock and roll. But we're talking about love. But the heart hands, too much.
Yeah.
I prefer a one-hander.
I think that's
I
the
like
thing.
a one-hander.
It's the fact
I
that
love
it
you.
takes two hands. It's not good.
Ugh.
What?
2 hands. Stop using 2 hands.
Oh, come on.
Like, can you line them up?
JD, what's something that, is taking some time or took some time for you to get used to?
Yeah, this new setup. Keep going to Tass when I mean to go to me.
Yeah, off the top, that's happening frequently. So that's
Well,
just.
we've switched cameras. You're on Tass's old camera.
Oh, God.
Trey's where he was. He's 5.
Trey's good.
Yeah, but I was 4.
Do you have them labeled?
No.
Why not?
No, because I'm gonna get used to it. The thing is, it didn't make sense before. Now it kind of makes sense, the layout.
Oh.
Right? So I'm camera 1. This is
Yeah.
the wide shot.
Hello,
Camera
James.
2.
Okay.
3 is you. 4
Hello.
is Tess.
Yeah.
And 5 is Trey. And then we got our split screen here.
Okay.
It makes sense now, but it was so convoluted before. But now it's just, I'll get used to it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to write names down here.
Why not?
Because I barely look at it.
Okay. It's all muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yep.
boom.
yeah, I saw when you were making the decision when we started moving stuff around here. Here goes the desk. Here go the cameras. You are so So confident. You didn't think about it for a second. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine.
Thanks, Tess.
And you get to see your Blue Jays hat.
Yeah.
I do like this quad box here for
It does look cool.
for rapid
it's
fire.
good.
Good stuff. All right, that's rapid fire. Not so rapid, is it? Nope, never is. And that's the drop. That's today's podcast. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like button, subscribe, podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. Do want to see your answers to those 6 burning questions as well. So drop them in the comments below. I'll remind you what I said off the top. Substack, we got it. So if you want to join and support the show, $5 a month, $50 a year. If you want to do it that way, get the subscription. Link is in the show notes. Podcast listeners as well. It'll be in the show notes if you want to click that and help your boys out. If you're a Survivor fan, we did no buffs yesterday. Nora was here in studio with Trey and JD and myself talking about a fun episode, how to tribe swap. That's what they're doing there in that photo. They're taking their new buffs. So we broke it all down. We have a blast talking about Survivor. Lots of laughs. So go check that out. If you're a Survivor fan, it's got its own podcast feed, its own YouTube feed. We're back on Monday, a day before the NBA season starts. And I guess Monday means 5 days per week back in your lives.
Boys are back.
Here during the build up to the start of the season, we're doing 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But next week, at least, we're going to be 5 days a week, starting on Monday, getting you ready. And then Tuesday night tips, and we're off and running. Are you pumped for real basketball? I've definitely reached the point where like I don't care anymore at all about preseason. So and so did well. So and so I don't care anymore. I'm like, all right, let's play the real games.
Yes,
so it's good.
Agreed.
It's good they're almost here. So hopefully we will see you Monday here in the Classic Factory at 10 a.m. Eastern. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, Trey's literally working on the...
There's a new heart hand.
Ah, new heart hand just dropped.
It's just heart fingers.
Oh, that's even harder.
That's harder.
Yeah.
I liked your other one more.
Easy. I mean,
That looks good.
I long for the days of the heart hands. Now it's just heart fingers. You gotta go straight middles with curvy indexes. That's tough, man.
Okay.
Not doing it.
We love you. Like the video. Put all heart fingers on it, please.
I mean, I saw Isaiah Finer Khalifa do it yesterday, and I thought, well, that's easy to do a heart. But you know what? It ain't that easy.
I literally thought you were going to say Isaiah Hartenstein was going to be the pun to
that'd be
end
good.
this with.
That'd be good.
All right. Embrace the weekend, people.
Go Jays.